As a blood hunter.
Class is a blood hunter.
Your alignment?
Neutral good.
Your AC?
15.
Your HP?
12.
Your attack bonus?
Plus 5.
If you have multiple attack bonuses, just give me the one on your primary weapon, the one you'll be using most. And do you cast spells?
Not technically.
Okay.
Just curses.
Tell us something about your character everyone else would know.
I try to be outgoing. It doesn't really work. I'm kind of studious, but I have because I come from the Emerald Keep. I used to be a lore master. Has since been disgraced.
Now you're a stairmaster.
Yeah, and everybody knows this.
Is it shake weight?
Everybody in the whole freaking land knows that I'm a disgraced lore master. I'm still friendly with lore masters with the Emerald Keep. I still protect and try to preserve it. But someone had to come out of retirement and take my place, so he kind of hates me.
But you screwed it up.
I screwed it up, yeah.
We need your skills.
Because, the way I was raised by the lore master, my mentor, my father, my uncle, pretty much my father.
Except that
He raised me more to explore and really be kind of more hands-on than just stay in the books. And so I got into monster hunting, and I just feel that that's sometimes more
good game.
Than trying to get knowledge.
Hey, what about your birth? You could explain that to them.
Oh, I don't know anything about my birth. I never really asked about my birth because I was blood hunter. Because I was picked up by my mentor when I was a child.
Your parents in the other room.
Because they can pick whoever they want, and so I never really knew about.
You're a totally good family, and you just walk through.
Where did Garen go? Jumps out the window, the baby.
I do the best I can. I'm trying to clear my name because I'm still a good guy.
So why are you in Whitevale?
Because that was my section, my lore master corner of the land beforehand, and I feel most comfortable there.
Cool. Okay. Charlie.
We'll have to.
My guy's name is Eldrin. He's a bard.
What's your alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Your AC?
14.
Your HP?
9.
And your attack bonus?
Plus 5.
Your spell attack bonus?
Yeah.
Is also plus 5?
Yeah.
And your spell saving throw is 13?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your character.
Eldrin was made within the last half hour. He's a criminal. He's been hanging out in town. He's been in and out of jail throughout his life.
That's it.
He's a performer. He performs on the side to get money, but his ambitions are crime. He's got a dope voice. He plays the dulcimer. But people know that his real ambition is crime, and he can get you some if you need it.
Okay, let us go on to Ian.
Breakfast.
What we call it?
Your character name.
My character's name is Mando. I had nothing.
It is the way. I am the way, the light.
You
and the
are
life.
starting as a ranger.
Yes.
Your alignment.
That is lawful neutral.
Your AC.
15.
Your HP.
13.
Your attack bonus.
7, because I took crossbow expert.
Nice.
But that's not for my spells, that's just for my crossbow.
Right, that's only when you use your crossbow.
Yep.
And spell attack.
That is
Do you have any?
4. Wait, that's 4.
And your spell saving throw is 13. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character.
Alright, my dude is a assassin. He just goes around shooting people as much as he wants. No, I'm just kidding. He has to do it by contract. And so I've done contracts in every single city in the map, almost. Actually, no. There is some that I haven't. But I'm really tight homies with the guy of Whiteville. And
Really tight with that one guy in Whiteville.
yeah. I have a brother that's really
From
chill.
another mother?
He's like my actual soul brother, but he is in Lowvin, which is on the exact opposite side of where we are. But he'll hook us up with armors and
Leathers and
women's and weapons. So that's Mando for you.
Nice.
It is the way.
So
is assassination kind of like, are there guilds and whatnot that you can like go and do that? Or
There's
is
an
it
assassination guild, but there's also a god, Torva, that
Oh,
kills
yeah,
certain
right.
people.
Okay, so it's
But you're not supposed to worship him.
Who look a certain
Yeah, he's a
way.
forbidden god.
but like the fact that he's like an assassin for hire and contracts. That's like
There's the Shining
Okay.
Dark, which is a guild, but I don't know if Mando's a member of the Shining Dark. But the Shining Dark, there's good bounty hunters and evil. They can both be a member.
yeah. I guess I'm just trying to ask if like as far as the public eye is concerned, are those kind of contract
There's a door
killings
underneath an
acceptable?
abandoned house.
Bounty hunters are very commonplace.
It's the
Almost every
greatest
city
lie.
has a bounty board. They expect bounty hunters, though, to follow like certain guidelines, like hunting down criminals. Though the Dark will hunt down people, like private contracts that are innocent.
Okay.
So it is frowned upon to obviously kill people who are innocent just for vendettas. But so like assassinations is frowned upon very highly, but bounty hunting is very much approved. So
I'm chaotic neutral, by the way. Sorry if I
you
said
said lawful neutral.
I did, but not
And I
think
wrote it
about
with permanent.
because there's
mark.
gonna be some times where I actually do have to break the law. So chaotically.
Okay.
That's all I
Well, Cliff,
I don't give
Okay.
a cuff about
you're the
this,
last
dude.
one. What's your character's name?
Xenu Mistage.
Z.
Oh no!
Is he really?
He is.
You're gonna strike us down.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise himself will show up.
You said his name once. We have one more time. Let's do ourselves.
So again, that's Xenu Mistage.
With a Z or an X?
One more time. That's
X.
fetch.
And you're a cleric.
Xenu, warrior
Cleric,
princess.
yep.
Your alignment.
Lawful neutral.
Can I change my guy to?
Your AC.
14
Your attack
Oh,
bonus.
well, baby.
is well, I don't really attack, but with the crossbow it's +2,
He protect though.
And your spell attack.
+5.
Tell us a bit about your character.
So Xenu grew up in Silverwalla, which is just pretty much next door to Whitevale.
They're part of the Western Alliance. They are friends.
Yep.
Cannon.
His grandpa fought in the Great War and was kind of like a hero of Silverwalla. But like during the war, he converted to the worship of
Islam.
Thevian. So
Worship two.
and then
Drink.
at
Cat
the
Stevens.
so and then Xenu's dad,
He created everything.
like he kind of grew up at the beginning of peace, got married, and Xenu was one of the first boys born after the Great War. So he kind of like got a lot of special attention. He got sent to like the Temple of Thevian for what's that word?
Being like seminary.
Seminary.
Ah,
That's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
So like he attended school.
Catholic seminary.
And then he just kind of grew up as a priest of Thevian and just like ascended the ranks. So he's a pretty big deal in Silverwalla. He's got good relations with the King of Whitevale.
So you're in Whiteville right now. Just you're like helping with the church.
Yeah.
Now let's discuss how you guys know each other. All of you, keep in mind, know that Hanklin is the king of Whitevale. He's an old dude. He is old. His name is Hanklin. And he's an
Gordon
old
B.
dude.
Hanklin.
And he, you guys all know him very well and would be considered good friends of his. How that is up to you guys. But you also know each other. We don't know how you know each other. So let's discuss that for just a minute. How do you guys know one another?
Xenu was my ex-lover.
We've done that before.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Xenu wants to make that character decision.
I definitely don't.
You should know that right now we're
Deception.
starting the campaign on the 3rd of Flamebell, which means Thevion's Followers Day is in 7 days.
7?
Yeah, the weeks here only last 5. Weeks are only 5 days long, and there's only 4 weeks.
I
in a
wish.
month, and there's only 10 months in a year. Okay, well we have some connection options here. First of all, entertainer and entertainer.
2 entertainers.
I'm consistently in the king's court,
Doing
sharing news.
Trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together.
Because as a lore master, I would kind of report to all the royalty and the kings.
So it would make sense that you and I have kind of known each other probably as on an acquaintance level through the years.
Yes.
Like we've seen each other in the King's Court, introduced, and probably never really done much more than that.
In that
Pleasantries.
case, I'll say we performed at the King's Court because we perform all over the place.
You should know something about Whitevale is that it is actually pretty small. The roads are made of dirt. The buildings are wood. They very much live within nature there. It is not a very large kingdom. So
Engineers.
it would be very well for you guys to know that, like, you guys would see each other
Pickle
consistently.
Pickle
It
Rick.
is the
Have
map
you
of
seen those
White
memes?
Gal,
Yeah.
as it is.
So funny.
So it's small. And it just borders a lake and a forest.
Callum, have you performed here
Is it a wind
often?
instrument?
Nope.
Since I've been here, yeah.
How old are we all? I'm middle-aged. I'm early
You're
40s.
30. Just
32.
kidding.
I'm only like 24.
I'm
Not-
24.
I'm 26.
I'm 27.
My little brother is like 17.
I think his age is under, but it's just random. So you can just cross that out.
Never mind, I'll just go with that.
It's 24. So that wouldn't
Oh,
work.
shit. He is my twin!
It was just randomly submitted, so.
I didn't even see that.
Can I say how I met?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So
We don't know you.
I knew Eldrin a little bit
Nice.
because of our criminal activities together. And on one of the nights that I needed to kill somebody, I had a contract. Eldrin was doing a show, and that was like our front. So he was doing a show, and I killed the dude as he was singing.
It's weird
Nobody
how many
knew.
people die
The dude you killed
at Eldrin shows.
was him. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So,
we don't do it all the
so
time.
you guys
but
did, like,
sometimes.
underground business together.
Yes.
So Eldrin,
Under
Charlie,
I mean, cover.
because you are somewhat of a criminal, how have you become friends with the King of White Veil?
My side gig. I'm a performer.
So he doesn't know too much about the criminal stuff.
Not that I know.
Or he doesn't care. He probably
Okay.
knows. He doesn't care. He's cool.
Hanklin is pretty. He's a pretty chill king. Everybody likes him, but he's just, as far as his ancestry goes, he's kind of like
His ancestry.
the most unimpressive of his
Look,
heritage.
Incest
my
we got.
criminal enterprises extend to the equivalent of pirating movies.
Illegal avocados.
Do I participate in criminal activities? Yes.
So it sounds like the murder was
Do I
kind of a
feel
big
bad
thing for
about
you.
them?
He didn't know it was going to
I've
happen.
seen pirate movies.
I was pretty oblivious.
How do you know the rest?
I mean, I've seen these guys playing around in the court, diddling themselves, and me.
He saw us performing our rendition of the ancient tale Shrek.
The ancient tale. Based on a real story.
Told me.
You're like a Gordon chance.
I probably know Ian the least, even though
No,
we're
we're the
like
most
the most
alike.
similar. So fast friends,
Yeah, very easy friends.
easy friends.
Not like anybody that doesn't get in the way of my contracts, dude. I never take my helmet off.
All
You
over
should
this,
know,
too.
for context, you guys all know the head guard of the king.
Yeah.
So every king in this kingdom has two people next to him at all times. He has a
That
high
looks like
knight
something I
and a
did
high
last night.
mage. High knight's name is Sir Dam.
Sir Dam?
Sir Dam.
Hell yeah.
But he's
Sir
not, he is not friends with any of you.
Cross
Sir
him.
Dam is he has very little in common with Hanklin. The High Mage to Hanklin is a very most of the time the best knight and the best wizard in the kingdom are the High Knight and the High Wizard. That's
So
how it works.
We could take him pretty easily.
But in this case, the High Knight, Sir Dam is
In this
very
case,
good.
they're retarded.
He's a really good fighter, for sure. But the High Mage, not so much. He's not a very good wizard. He's just very good friends with Hanklin. His name is Zuba. You guys, currently in White Veil, as you are walking through the streets,
Self-insert.
you guys are all approached by just a common guard asking you to please go and meet with Hanklin. This is not a super strange occurrence. Hanklin is very close with many of the people in the town, and he often sends out guards to bring people back. Hanklin is currently bedridden. He still rules the kingdom somewhat, but he's an old man. He's sickly. And he often calls people to come. Sometimes it's just to talk, just to chat, which, depending on your character, can be sometimes like somewhat irritating. But each one of you, whether you're together now or not, you could be very separate. Each of you, a guard approaches and asks you to please meet with Hanklin as soon as possible. The keep in White Veil is very underwhelming. White Veil has never been that great at architecture, so it's a very simple stone fort with a lot of wood engraved to it. Nothing looks that fantastic building wise. As you enter the castle, it's kept warm only by fires. Many parts are quite cold. The only parts that stay warm are parts with fireplaces.
But what season is it?
Right now,
Just so I know.
You guys are in the middle of summer. It's
Okay.
Flamebell. But in the north, it remains pretty cool. You guys are taken into the throne room, where you are actually taken up a flight of wooden stairs into his bedroom. As you guys enter, you see that at his bed, on one side is Sir Dam, and on the other side is Zubud, his high mage and his high knight. As you guys kind of like trickle in, also you guys arrive pretty close at the same time. You guys kind of trickle in, but he has small chat with you guys. Hanklin looks to both of his advisors, and he says, "Please leave us for one moment. I wish to speak to my friends alone." And Zubud, of course, is like, "Of course, my lord." But Sir Dan, you know, he's kind of like, whatever. They walk out, and you guys are left alone with King Hanklin, this old man in his bed. And right when you guys are alone, he thanks you all for coming. He asks how you guys are all doing.
Say, I'm doing well, my liege, but I only wish that there was more I could do to help you.
He chuckles and says, "You will have your wish."
Get on over
Just
here.
robes. Well, I meant I wish my magical abilities were more able to cure you, but what is it? I will help however I can.
He says, "I have guards and I have men who serve me, but I have a task I need you guys to accomplish on a more personal level."
Ooh, now you're talking, King. Lay it on me.
Have you guys heard of the province of Ghostdale?
Yes.
What can you tell me about it?
Yes.
They live in Ghostdale, and some would say they're prophets.
Some of them logged
And
in.
I see myself.
It sounds spooky,
I explain all I know.
but
What do you know?
That's all I know. I've been around Ghostdale quite a bit.
You have
Ghost
been
hunting.
there. You have been there doing your little journeys. You know for a fact it is a small fort. It is a small city. There are like blacksmiths, alchemists, things like that, but not very many people live there. The fort was built to hold things back in the Dawnwood and in the hills.
I have great people over there. I know people at the great.
Hanklin looks to you and says, "Mando, Ghostdale's gone. Everyone's dead."
What do you mean? Is this new?
Yeah,
Because I did a contract there like some time ago.
He says, "Very recently, a pack of gnolls attacked Ghostdale. And as you know, Ghostdale, the funding has been going down slightly, and so have the soldiers. But apparently there's a surprise attack. The gnolls completely wiped out everybody there. And the gnolls are now spilling into the rest of Zaria.
Ooh.
Which, if Flamebell finds out, they're going to be pretty ticked off because Flamebell used to own the Ghostdale. And they would be very angry if they knew it wasn't being upkept. So, as secretly as possible, I simply wish for you to go to the Ghostdale and drive the gnolls away. And assess the damage there as well.
I'm the most secret person in this room.
Says, please, if Flamebell happens to find what you're doing, it could be very bad for us. If they find out that the Ghostdale's not being upkept, they would be very, very angry. And this is why I'm trusting this task with you instead of with a personal guard or something like that.
We can get our hands dirty, and we don't have any direct ties to you that anybody can bring us back, to you. So, I got you.
He says,
We're expendable.
last time I heard, most all my guards were killed in that area. But,
That's why I'm sending not my guards.
he says some scouts in the Dawnwood have reported seeing very, very powerful creatures there. I do not know if they have leaked through yet. All I need you to do is drive the gnolls out. There should be a wooden wall around the fort still intact, and if it is, that might be able to, if you could seal that, perhaps you could at least hold them back. He says, if you guys will do this task, I'm going to send somebody with you.
Please don't say Sir Damn.
He rings a bell next to his bed,
Super comes in.
and a man that you guys all recognize walks in. The town drunk. His name is Harvey, and you know that he is constantly drunk. He's broke. He usually sleeps in the mud of the streets. Hanklin says he's trying to give Harvey some work, And so he is going to be going to there with you, and you're going to leave him there. He's going to do a lot of the accounting work there, and he's going to hopefully like rearrange it.
But you said nobody was there.
No, there
Shut
isn't.
up, no,
But
So
that's his
he's
job.
the account. Wait, so he's not gonna be an accountant. He's just gonna take.
He's going to basically take an account of like what's still there and what's needed, basically.
Okay.
Inventory.
He's just.
Desk.
Now,
Hello?
he also tells you Harvey does not look happy. He still looks drunk. He has bile dripping down his mouth still. He has kind of some. You guys know this. Everyone knows this. Harvey, believe it or not, is a lord. He's lost almost everything, but he is a lord by title. He has no money, no fortune, no ancestral home anymore, but he is a lord. So that's why another reason he can accomplish his task is because he has the title.
And are we gonna try to make him the Lord of Ghostdale?
No, he's just gonna take inventory.
Okay.
So when I find out about this, I kind of give Harvey a side glance. Like, I'm not happy about this, but I put on a face and say, "Yes, of course, my king, we can do this for you. Are you sure that there is no one more reasonable that you would like to take account?"
As you guys say this about Harvey, he
Well, really,
begins
you
to
guys.
open his mouth to like argue with you, but then a bunch of bile spills out, and you see that he just like tries to lick it up around his face. Hanklin chuckles and says, "I think this job is well suited for him. I think it'll be good for him, and also he'll make enough wages that perhaps he can rebuild some of his life." Harvey is responsible for your reward. If you guys accomplish this, the moment it is accomplished, Harvey has been given an award, and he will reward it to you. But it's a surprise. So none of you seek after it until the task is done. But I promise you, it is worth your while.
Of course, I'll be willing to help.
Fair enough, King.
Before we go, I just want to leave a blessing upon him.
Me too.
Oh, wait.
And peace be with you. And
I'll
you
just
as well.
do-
Okay.
I'll cast Spare the Dying.
Please
Or guidance. Just some kind of nice little
spare
priestly
those who
activity
lie on
to
their
ease his pain.
deathbed today.
He does appreciate it. He has, especially like, it doesn't really help to be honest, but he appreciates more.
Right, but now he has
He's really
to
just
check
trying
out
to
the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah.
You guys all go to the throne room, which is empty. It's an empty space at the moment for you guys to do whatever. And as you're in the throne room, Harvey is just sitting there kind of like picking stuff out of his beard, scratching
That's
himself.
not how you do it,
But he's
boy.
all just together with you guys.
You put it up to your mouth and
So, you can't really see it that well, but there it is up there. You can also look at this.
Yeah, you can tell him to take a boat.
So,
Oh yeah.
you have three options. You can take the Dawnwood, which is about a little over, well, because it's the wood, that's about a day journey to Ghostdale.
I heard that was scary. Didn't you say there's
The
monsters?
Dawnwood?
The
Strong
Dawnwood
monsters.
is known
I
for
can-
having dire wolves, werewolves, werebears, werewolves.
I can
Where?
confirm that there's
Wherever you
lots of
Two sets of
monsters in
werewolves?
there.
No, werewolves.
That's where I usually hunt.
Werebears.
Oh, yeah? So
We're bears are good, right?
forest might not be the best option.
Sometimes.
However, we could run
These
through
ones
it
aren't.
normally because that is where I chose
have my
my
figure?
natural
Yeah,
explorer.
I do.
So if we were running through some
Another
woods-
option for you guys is to take the Freefield Road. That will be about a 2 days journey, but it would be on the road. You would have to go down from White Vale to the Twin Road and then go up.
Yeah, boat's the better option.
Um,
Option that
Makes sense.
Harvey, as you guys are discussing, Harvey says the only concern with a boat is the Grey Lock is flat. Which means if you're taking a boat and
If
there's
a
knolls
road-
there, they're going to see you coming from a mile away. By the time you land, you're going to be completely surrounded. So the Grey Lock is the quickest, but it is also the least secretive.
Yeah, we
I
definitely
wouldn't
need
mind
to
taking
see-
the Dawnwood. I'm familiar with it.
I am not a
We-
like,
We probably will die, but
If you guys can promise it'll be safe enough, because I want my brother to die, and I don't want to die.
What's
your
your
brother's
brother's name?
coming?
My brother is coming.
oh,
Wait,
He
what
slays,
if-
dude. He's a bard.
What if we went
Dude,
like,
I'm gonna kill him the first
I'm not
day.
really
like
interested
other
in going
bards.
to the Dawnwood either.
what if we took like half
I want you to have a bard battle.
the way through the Grey
My brother
Lock?
plays a
'Cause
hurdy-gurdy.
you can't see across it, right?
Nice, dude.
Brother plays
The Grey Lock.
Yeah.
So the Grey Lock is
Plays
like
an upside
completely
down bucket.
flat, as water
Oh.
is. So on a clear day, you can almost see from the Ghostdale
Plays
to
a one
Whitedale.
string.
As
you
you
wanna-
guys
The
are
road might be
discussing,
fun.
as you guys are talking, Harvey, not all of you, but Harvey, he comes up to Eldrin, and he tugs on Eldrin's shirt.
No.
He shows you a small, medal, and he just says, "Hey, Eldrin, how much would you give me for this?"
What is it?
It looks like a badge of some kind, but it doesn't look like it's any precious metal.
I'd give you 3 gold for it.
He says, "Deal."
Okay.
Oh my
Give him
gosh,
a
is
free
that a
gold.
freaking reward?
He takes the 3 gold and he tucks it into his pocket. And then he kind of backs up and he says, "Listen, guys, when you guys are ready to go, I'll be at the Black Wolf, which is the inn."
I want to inspect the badge.
It is rusty and nasty, kind of. I mean, it's not nasty looking, but you can tell, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. You can see that it is a metal medallion from a guard of Silverwallow would wear. It doesn't have much value, but it clearly has been stolen or taken off a dead body or something.
Cool.
But it is, it's like a police badge, basically. But for Silverwallow.
I say, Harvey, have you ever
Harvey
killed a man? Before you leave.
As he's walking out the door, he looks around and he says, "I've almost killed myself. Does that count?" And then he slams the door.
You're not a man!
Harvey, that's sad, man. Don't worry like that. You'll have your chance to die on this adventure, I promise.
Yeah.
So let me take a
Forest or road, right?
take a moment to just tell you what my character is like before I.
Holy hammer.
Yeah, so he wields this large warhammer,
Holy hammer. That's
but it's really just a ceremonial hammer. So it's not really a weapon, and nor am I proficient in it. So it's just kind of a. My whole I'm not an adventuring type, right? I'm a kind of a noble, and my whole life. I will kill you.
Takes the hammer,
I will.
smashes it.
Yeah,
I will
God
not-
will kill you.
I will not heal you.
I will write a letter to Hanklin.
you.
I'll write a letter to God.
Yeah, so the hammer is really just a symbol of his position and the status.
It's a midsummer hammer.
And he wears, I brought the suit jacket, right? Because that's the kind of nice quality, fine linens that he wrote. He's got fine leather boots, so you can all tell he's not an adventuring sort. So this in mind, he says, "I don't really have experience with fighting. I certainly will be there to assist and heal, but personally, I prefer the least dangerous route because I will not be able to handle myself as well as you gentlemen in the woods."
So what Xenu's
with
trying to
that
say
attitude-
is we're going through the Dawnwood. Anyone else?
I actually think we should probably go. It's the longer way. We should probably take the road.
The road's certainly safer.
On the way there, eh?
I mean, I am in.
Father?
I would like to get back in time for
Yeah, if we take the
festival. Perhaps we can walk to Ghostdale
And then ride the boat back.
and then ride a boat back.
That's a good idea.
So how the boats work in the Grey Lock, because the Grey Lock is so still, they're like docks. You know, like in The Hobbit when they jump on the dock
You
and it pushes.
pull.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
Cool.
And so there would be some on both sides, most
Are
likely.
there predators in the Grey Lock?
Well, there'll be one.
The Wild Sea is known for having lots of predators, and so is the Jade Lake.
But the Grey Lock is pretty small, right?
I mean,
Relatively.
it's like a big lake, but yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that big.
It's barely.
It wouldn't even take. Right now, taking the road is going to be a little over 2 days.
Are
be able to make
the forests full of animals and stuff?
Just let me get all the kills.
You can ask your good friend.
Garen,
Yes.
do you know if the forests are full of animals?
They're full of animals and were animals.
Is the Grey Lock? I'm assuming it's freshwater.
Yeah.
No, it's-
All the water in Zaria is fresh. There's no
Oh
saltwater.
yeah. okay.
Even the
It's
seas
really
are fresh
sweet.
water.
I think
We
should
probably
take the
should
road.
not do Greylock, but I'm down with the road. I think.
I definitely want to take Grey Lock back. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Do we want to take the? Are we going forest or road?
Do gnomes understand common? Do they have a language?
You
They
don't need
speak.
to reference that.
They
'cause
speak giant.
They do, but in this world
Yeah,
there
they
is no
don't.
giant.
Yeah.
Monsters either speak, they don't have a communication that's verbal, like animals do it on Earth.
Okay.
They might speak with clicks or something like that. Gnolls and kobolds and giants and things like that, or trolls, can communicate and they use English. So, have you guys decided on a path to
Proportion?
take?
The road.